Okay, so a quick video here on the Beta75x here. I did a conversion with the Caddx Turtle. This is actually the Caddx Turtle V1, so no audio. But yeah, I think I saw this mod here with a little zip tie camera holder from another video on one of the CineWhoop Facebook groups from Blake FPV. I'll put a link to his video in the description. But yeah, I saw like a lot of other videos where there was like this 3D printed part called a Miracle Whoop or whatever, where it was like basically like a triangle, two legs here and then one in the front, and then your turtle goes kind of like over here. And there's another 3D printed part to hold the turtle down. And I think that it's called a Miracle Whoop, by the way. So if you're using that, there's like another. I think they're using a different video transmitter than the one that this came with. I actually didn't want to bother with printing stuff and not using the stock video transmitter. I'm actually using the stock video transmitter here. So I'll put a picture up here. I just powered the turtle off of the video transmitter this came with. Surprisingly, it works. Now mine only outputs 4.7 volts, so this camera happens to be okay on that. It powers up and it works. Your turtle may or may not like that, so if it thinks it's not enough voltage, it may not power on for you, so you'll have to then power it up from the battery leads instead of from the video transmitter. But I was able to just basically take the plug here that the turtle came with, and I soldered onto the power video and ground on the video transmitter from this plug, and then I used dental floss to tie down the turtle board to the top of this setup here. You can see the video transmitter is there, and this is the video transmitter antenna. And that, yeah, I just used a couple pieces of this black foam here so that the electronics weren't touching each other. I just wrapped some dental floss around the parts of the frame here, just kind of randomly, and then I use this rubber band here to hold down the wiring loom that goes to the camera. And then using a zip tie here. This is just a regular zip tie you can get pretty much any hardware store. I just cut the pieces off. Then I used a little handheld drill, one of these guys here, to drill a hole in the zip tie, and then ran an M2 screw, of course, through there to mount the camera. And surprisingly, this works really well. Not a whole lot of vibration. There's a little bit of vibration in Jello. Obviously, this is not super secure, and this whole frame here is just, vibrating all over the place like this, but surprisingly, given the sort of the ghetto nature of this setup here, worked pretty good, and flew it at the park, at the playground. I can hit all kinds of little tiny gaps of this thing. As a sort of proof of concept, this works. Yeah, I was even able to crash it. I crashed it a few times, and obviously the whole frame setup here just gives, and as long as you're not going 100 miles an hour, you're probably not going to break anything. I was able to flip it over, and even turtle mode was working to flip it back over, no problem. So, and another thing that's an advantage of this is it doesn't add as much weight as using the 3D printed parts. I don't know what that weighs. I think it weighs like 5 grams, depending on how your printer prints things, but this is how much my setup weighs here with the turtle. No battery, of course, and it's coming at 53 grams, so pretty light and flies fine. Does add a little bit more weight over the stock camera, of course, but I feel like it flies pretty similarly. And for me, I just wanted to fly really slow and capture some HD footage, kind of like what I did with the little CineWhoop that I built with the ET115 here. This is with the RunCam Split Mini, and obviously the weight difference here is going to be pretty huge. So let's see, 53 grams, and this one's probably be more than twice as much, yeah, 115 grams. Obviously bigger motors and everything, but the size difference is also, pretty significant. You can hit a lot smaller gaps with the Beta75x frame versus the ET115, and this will bounce off stuff no problem, as long as you're not going super fast, and yeah, it'd probably be safe to fly around people as well. You're not going to be cutting them up as well with the prop guards, the little ducks here, protecting people from getting hit by the props. Anyway, just wanted to share this little, ghetto mod here. Whatever works is, I guess, is kind of the theme. You don't necessarily need 3D printer parts, and it doesn't have to be pretty. If you just want to fly around, capture a little HD footage at the playground, or hit some gaps, whatever, this is just totally fine, fun to fly. Of course, the camera's not protected. If you fly really fast, hit a tree really hard, yeah, you're going to probably break something. But this is one of those situations where I just didn't care. I just wanted to do a quick setup here. This literally took me 10 minutes to put together a solder on. I soldered 3 wires on, and then I did the little zip tie mod here. There's no glue here, just dental floss, rubber bands, and 3 solder joints. So pretty easy, 10-minute mod for me, and I was up and flying at the park, capturing little HD footage at the playground. So if you guys want to copy this setup, pretty easy to do. Shouldn't be rocket science. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below, but go ahead and show you the flight demo now.